Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is a roster update video and our standard structure on these things. We're looking at any Marquees and recent unlocks. Then progress towards major projects, that being Balin SKOLL and Ahsoka Tano. Then any crons, Omicrons, Datacrons. We do have a new Datacron set right now. Although it's the second day of Conquest, we're not really going to address it. But we might talk about and highlight the ones I am going for early. And then addressing any weaknesses, raids, ships, pilots. Round out the video. Today we have a lot of little points that we're going to be hitting. We are making a lot of progress right now, but what I want to do for next week is I want to set up our 200th relic. We're at 198 right now, so we're going to put a single relic on this week so that next time that we do a roster video, we can do something special for the 200th. But before we start dropping gear, I want to establish the status of our Hoard. As always, what we're looking here is we have a column for important things that we're working on. This is like setting ourselves up for Darkside Ray. We have Exra's gear here. We also have SLKR, who is a recent unlock. His gear to his higher levels is within this column. We have Epic Confrontation or Balin SKOLL. We have GL Ahsoka. And then a lot of just luxury things that I want to target. This also includes the gear for Ahsoka herself, because she's pretty steep. But the way to view this is because I want to track multiple things at once and understand which pieces I am in deficit in relation to another, as well as in total. So here, this is what I still need to acquire, looking at everything that I am working towards. And I'm in a pretty good spot. You can see with the Gear 12 Plus materials, I am in surplus of everything. The only things that we're working on are Chirotechs and signal data, and a little bit of bronziums. The carbonate circuit boards, we have a deficit, keypads as well, but it's very minimal. Those I'm not concerned about. But what we can see here is that in terms of Balin SKOLL, we're basically ready. This amount of Kairos here, we could just say that's Darkside Rays. We have everything we need for Balin SKOLL. And then signal data, we are working towards Ahsoka Tano. That's the big thing that will take a long time to accumulate to make sure that we are set up here. During double drops, I should say, I'm exclusively going for the flawed. That has the worst drop rate, so I think it has the best return on value during the double drop period to just go after the flawed. Even if you have everything that you need for the current characters, I would be working ahead on that material and just hammer the flawed signal data. There's other ways to get the fragmented and incomplete, but this is our best opportunity to be working on flawed. So take advantage. And other than that, we're in a pretty good spot to just be dropping a lot of materials towards the things that we're prepared to work on. Now, item number 1 is SLKR. We had him unlocked in the last roster video. Now we have slowly worked towards everything that we need on the ultimate material, and we've got it now. So I'm ready to take this material up and take him up to higher relics, because I was doing some lower relic playing with the event. Could have done things lower, but I didn't figure out the strategy until I was a little higher in gear. But we also held off on that final Zeta because it doesn't really matter until your character is ready. I'm taking him up to relic 7s immediately for proving grounds. Also for territory battles. Maybe we do relic 8. No, we're going to do relic 7 right now. I'm not prepared for relic 8. I would not mind it though. So relic 7, we're set up for proving grounds. That'll reduce our crystal load on that event, because that event is really a crystal suck. And now that's 1 or 2 fewer refreshes that we're going to need to do on that event to work towards those Omicron materials. Now looking towards our major project progress, we have a lot of farming done on Shin Hati. She's almost complete. During double drops, I think we'll be able to finish her. We're at 59 out of 100, so we have very small amount to do. Just 41 more shards to handle. And then Merrick, more work to do on Merrick because he's a more recently available character to farm. But we're able to get to 5 stars right now. And you can see we're not quite halfway towards that 6th star. Hopefully get to that 6th star during the double drops. Now, Padawan Sabine, Huyang, General Syndulla, we can't work on any of them. We could choose to work on any number of these various characters. What I think I'm going to do though, it's going to be the Remnant Marquee characters. All of them, we're taking up to Relic 7. for the event. That assault battle is coming back in another day, I think. So we want to just push the tiers that we are achieving on that because it's good materials. It's good resources. They're highly valuable. I don't want to go to Relic 9 right now. That we're not prepared for. But it's in your best interest to get to the highest tiers of that event as quickly as possible. That's what we did with Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Kenobi. Was he a Padawan then? Yeah. So Judge Death here up to Relics, and then we got Enoch. I'm sorry the Kron is gone. I love that Kron. But this will get us, hopefully, a shot at... Do we get a shot at keypads at that tier, or do we need Relic 8 for that tier? Forget. But it's going to give us access at least to one more tier of that assault battle. And that's what's critical. Because it builds up momentum in your account. The sooner you're able to access those types of events, the faster you're going to make progress in everything else. Because if you think about it, keypads right now are fairly expensive of a material. Also, those droid brains. And these assault battles are giving us another stream of income for them. And now it's randomized. It's not going to be reliable or consistent. That's why having access to more of those assault battles gives you more opportunities to get those materials that you need. Like right now I need 9 more keypads. Usually I spend crystals to get them. If I'm able to get them in the event, then that means I'm just saving crystals to use on other things like the double drops or if a marquee character shows up. And that's how it uses momentum, builds momentum. Now we could consider going further on any number of these characters who are still need to be increased for Ahsoka or Baylan, but we still need to be a little bit careful with materials. Baylan, technically I could push it, but there's no need to. What we want to keep in mind is there might be some unplanned relics that we need to do, or relic levels that we need to do for the Datacrons. And with the Datacrons, this is my status in preparation for them. If you want to see how I feel about the Datacrons, we've got a video for that. It'll be linked at the end. I break down into tiers how I feel about every Datacron in this new set, and which ones I think are going to be difference makers or not, which ones I'm going after, and why, and which combinations I think are going to be strongest. Now, we had a pretty good spot for most of them. These trooper ones, a number of them are pretty good. Like the range trooper one is clearly very good. I really like the magma trooper one as well. But the problem with those is I would need to do multiple relics in order to actually utilize the Datacron. And that I'm not interested in doing, because that's going to be pulling a limited resource in that signal data away from things that are far more critical. I would rather unlock Ahsoka earlier than add relics to a range trooper, or especially like magma trooper, because that's a character who's not going to be useful without the Datacron. Same deal with the Tuskens. Technically we could add one for like the Chieftain for a weaker 3v3 squad because we'd be using Aurora. And while we're in this Datacron Omicron portion, one thing I do want to address is how the episode pass is going to be impacting the Omicrons. Well, if you've been watching the Grand Arena videos, I am regularly first or second in a bracket in terms of Omicrons, and those days I think are over, because what the episode pass has done is opened up Amis to a pay-to-play functionality, but also to the middle class of the player base. I think it's going to be very popular, and it means Amis are going to be fairly easy to come by, and I'm probably not going to be keeping up. Now, maybe if players are spreading them between different game modes, I'll be fine. We'll see if that happens. I'm not convinced of that. So when we can, we need to be making sure we're keeping pace. So I need to start putting Omicrons a little bit more regularly. So right now, this one here on Morgan Elsbeth, this is a pretty good one. We're going to apply that one. I think technically I'd feel comfortable putting on maybe one more. Just not sure which one that would be. But I think for the moment we're going to hold off because we have a lot of characters. Between like Darkside Ray showing up, Baylan SKOLL, we're going to need a deep bank of Amis. I think we'll hold off for the moment just because I don't have another idea of one that I immediately want to put on, but this one was. It looks like I messed up on the record, so I didn't document this, but I just added the stars to the punishing one. Just talk a little bit about what I was saying when I thought I was recording, which was we took this from 4 stars up to 5 stars. We were able to do the 4th star with packs during its release. That I thought, because of the quality of the ship, was worth it. Hopefully during double drops we'll be able to get it up to 6 stars, but that's a bit much, and I don't know if I'm going to go too crazy with double drops at this time. During the anniversary double drops, we went pretty hard, and I spent about 10,000 crystals, and I'm not looking to do that again. We're still trying to replenish my crystal hoard from that event. So we're gonna go a bit slower. And then the last item that we did, where I accidentally was not recording, or really I messed up the pause and unpause, is Extra here. We made him my 199th relic. I wanted to make somebody up to that level to set up our next video for our 200th relic, where I want to do something special, and he is a sensible one because he's working us towards that Ahsoka squad. Very natural relic to do at this stage. And then I took him up to relic 3. We could go further. I think I have him budgeted for relic 5, but for the moment, we don't really have a use for him. I've been trying to do testing with the Spectre squad, and they're not the type of characters or functionality where we're going to be able to punch up with them. At least not at 3 stars. Maybe at a 7-star gear 11 level, but I'm not seeing it right now. They just kind of get blown out. So Extra, he goes up. And then we'll wrap it up right there. Hope everyone is having a happy holidays. We'll see what I can do. I'm traveling right now. This is the last thing that I do before I fly out. So we'll see what I'm able to do while I'm with my family. But hopefully something. I think we can probably do something. But thank you guys for watching. Be excellent to each other, everybody. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.